Hello. Welcome to our weekly live, everyone. I'm Corrine, and today we're going to dive into how you can use financial data to make smarter decisions for your business. For a lot of entrepreneurs, managing finances is all about keeping the lights on and making sure there's cash flow. But if I told you there's full of insights waiting in the numbers, think of it like this. Your financial data can be your guide, helping you make choices that support not only growth, but stability as well. So welcome today. If you're joining me right now, just wave or do a heart. Let us know where you are watching from. And if you own a business, tag your business in here in the comments so we can all like your page and take a look. And I'm not here just for me. I'm here for all of us. So do that, and let's begin. And welcome today. So I want to share a story from my experience working with a mompreneur, Annie. She is a self-employed designer who started her business from her dining room table, managing orders, marketing, and invoicing all on her own. Her focus was on creating beautiful designs for her clients. But then when it came to finances, she always felt like she was in survival mode. So every month, Annie felt a wave of anxiety when she looked at her finances. She kept track of her expenses, but didn't look deeply into the data because honestly, she felt too busy to dig through that. But when she finally sat down to really analyze her numbers, she was blown away. Like wow. She realized that half of her expenses were going to areas that weren't bringing in much return. And he then also made some small changes like cutting down on necessary subscriptions and negotiating better deals on supplies. So over the next 6 months, she used her financial data to shape decisions, which led to a 22 increase in profit. So I love this part for Annie because I always try to tell all my clients and I tell everyone that watches my live is that you can increase profit without having to increase sales or having to go out and sell more or increasing prices and things like that. Where if you increase the price, that might hurt your clients or customers, or if you have to go out and get more clients and customers, you sometimes will get a breaking point where it's too much and you're growing too fast. But this way, I love it. It's like a better way. It's like a steady pace wins the race basically at this point when you do it this way, looking at the expenses and cutting some cutting some fat where it needs to be. So for all the business owners tuning in, think about how you're using your financial data. It's more just than just a snapshot. It's a roadmap. Like you want that's what your goal is to do with the financial data that you are using. QuickBooks, Zero, whoever you're using. That's what you want. That's the goal basically. And you don't have to tackle it all at once. Maybe start with one area, like I just said, expenses or sell trends, and then start digging deeper. But remember, every little insight can add up to like some big gains. So, all right, I would love to hear any questions you have. Have any of you ever discovered something, right, Annie? Good job, Annie. Something surprising when you analyze your finances? Like, did anything jump out with to you? Like, I know when I look at my finances, like certain things would jump out. Like, you're spending too much money on technology. Like, you have all the technology. You're probably using the same thing for the like we might have a software that does the same thing as another thing. So we're able to notice, like, okay, you purchase something that's doing the same thing that the other one is doing. So things like that. Usually, I notice like we're spending too much on technology. Like, figure how much I need. Like I love these things. I love technology. If it can make my life easier, I'm getting it. Like that robot that's coming out, the Tesla robot. I want to get it, but I robot scares the mess out of me. So, but I do want that. Like I'm waiting. Like 30,000, here I come. But here's the questions. I have one question. How often should I review my financial data? At minimum, I recommend like a monthly review for a detailed picture. A quarterly analysis can give you an insight into seasonal patterns, health, and planning. So if you're gearing up for a big decision such as hiring or expanding, an extra review might be worthwhile. So depending on if there's an event coming on, if you're planning to do certain things, that's when you want to probably take a look at your financial review. But if you like have nothing going and you're just sailing through, monthly is good, quarterly is even better. I always tell my people, like try to compete with yourself because that competition with yourself where you can see, well, this quarter I made more money than last quarter, or this quarter at the same time last year I made more. Like that competition is awesome, right? So yeah. So the next question I have, financial metrics are most important to track. So it all depends on industry. So some key metrics to focus on are cash flow. Cash is king, cash is queen, actually, I say. Profit margin, customer acquisition cost. So cash flow shows you how well money is moving in and out, while profit margins help identify if your business is profitable as it should be. Customer acquisition cost is also crucial for understanding if your business spend is really working. So if it's costing you a lot more money to advertise to get a customer, maybe it's not the best thing to do. Or even if, let's not even talk about you spending money. Like maybe if you are the one doing discovery calls or like you're the one that has to be if you're like the owner, right? And you're the one in charge of sales and you have like this client come in and you're the one that's reporting them, and you're the one meeting with them, and you're having these meetings with them, and let's say you're worth $250 an hour, right? Whatever you do, you're worth $250 an hour. So you're dealing with all these clients, you realize you're doing 5 or 6 or 7 discovery calls a week, and you're only probably getting like one person, or even, and then you realize that it's not even worth the time. Like if it's, let's say 4, so that's a week that you're spending for discovery calls that you're losing. That 250 could have went somewhere else. Like if you're a lawyer or something, you could be out there at court. Then, and you can have your paralegal, the one things like that, or secretary. Like you'll realize, like I'm losing money by doing this. Um, Hello, everybody on Instagram. Okay, next question I have is, how do I get started if I'm not analyzing my financial data? Well, join us. Like, no, but start simple. Look at your income and expenses first. The first thing from there, break down your main expenses like material, marketing, and see what's worth keeping and what's not. It's less overwhelming if you take one step at a time. So even if I would say look at the income first, and then you're like, okay, the income's looking good. Then you want to look at the expenses. And then after you look at the expenses, and then you might see that you're spending too much on certain things or whatever, then you're gonna wanna combine it. And then that's when you're gonna see if you have a profit or not, right? And then after you look at your expenses and you try to take care of something, it might not be that bad. Well, next month, one side, like for instance, bank fees are like the killer for a lot of us. That when you look for the first time at your expenses, you might notice that you're being charged a lot of overdrafts and you're being charged for a lot of things. Um, like overdraft, for instance, is one of them. Like a lot of my friends, when I first started working on their records, they have a lot of overdraft because they weren't tracking their finances properly. So they didn't know they might have enough money in the account at this time to pay the charges. They went overdrawn, they got these overdraft fees, and on top of that, they got bank fees. So then, if you look at those people being charged a lot of money, the overdraft is the first thing that you can probably like cut because now you're going to make wiser decisions because you have your finances in order and you can make better decisions now. Like you're going to be able to not probably say, I can't pay you right now, but I'll pay you this, percent, and third, or you can even set up um, times when you're going to pay people. So for me, we have 10th and the 25th. Like you're going to get paid on the 10th or the 25th. And our cutoff for you to get paid on that date is the 3rd. Like you can set up policies, right? That can help manage your cash flow. It will make your cash flow a lot easier because you can manage. Okay, my income comes in between the 1st and the 5th, and all my expenses I'm going to pay on the 10th and the 25th. So you're able to, control it a lot better with that, with those policies that you put in place, and things like that. And then you can make other decisions, like maybe if you're doing accounts receivable, meaning you're invoicing. Maybe you'll cut out invoicing and start just charging people, like making sure clients are paying you before you even do the work. And instead of you having clients that you have monthly or customers that do reoccurring, that you're gonna have auto debit coming or ACH. You'll start making these decisions and you're gonna notice that your bank fees are gonna decrease. Your merchant fees might go up, but then we also would add that into the cost of doing business with clients. So you'll add that to the bill. Like you'll see those things. Like you're like, okay, well, last year I got this new client and I was charging them like 1,500 or whatever. This is just an example. Like you're charging them 1,000, then you realize that they're using a credit card every month to pay you like probably like 5% or whatever. Then you're gonna say, well, I'll add that 5%, a little bit more to next year when they join again. So that's how you can recoup what you spent. Those are some tips, right? Some real cool tips that you can do when you start controlling your finances. This is going to help you make those decisions. Should I be charging my client for these credit card merchant fees that I'm paying, and when do I start charging them? Like things like this. Um, should I switch from a bank that doesn't charge me bank fees, like a credit union or Relay or something? Should I move over to these type of things? But also, should I stop using overdraft, or maybe I should stop using bank period to pay my expenses and switch over to a credit card? But then once you get there, there's gonna be so many things. So once you get your finances in order, you can look and just looking at one expense, like I said, the bank or interest, you're gonna see, okay, well, based on this decision, I'm gonna pivot to this. Like we're gonna do this instead. So that's some of the things I'm talking about. And now it's November 1st. It we have literally this month in December before you can make any major decisions that's gonna help you with tax filing season that can help you probably save. So this is the time, today's the time. Like today's will be the time, or this is the time frame when you will want to start working on your books and getting it in order because first of all, it's going to speed through. And I always tell everyone start working before Thanksgiving because after Thanksgiving, it's like a straight roller coaster straight down to tax season. It's done. So start before Thanksgiving. Between the next week or two, there's everybody's homework that if that's watching, start your record keeping. Start getting your finances in order. Creating this system for your business will help you more than anything. And if you're going to hire someone to do it, this is also a good time because it'll be a tax thing as well because you can hire someone like myself and write it off in tax when you do it, okay? And have that meeting with me, your financial, myself, or a financial planner, or anyone in finances that can help you. If you're making a profit, say you're making a profit this year and you have all this money supposedly, but it's not in a bank account, or it might be in your bank. You want to figure out how to spend that money wisely, or also should I pay taxes now? Like there's so many decisions we can help you make, but the time is now. It's not January, it's not February. We can help you now. Get it together, guys. But thanks for joining today's session on using financial data to make smarter decisions. But before I go, I wanted to remind everyone about our upcoming free webinar on November 12th at 7 p.m., where we'll be talking about beneficial ownership information. So if you are in the United States right now, we are all being required, depending on what industry you're in, but most of us are being required if you have an LLC or corporation to do the beneficial ownership information and complete that. If you do not complete it, if you started your business before this year, if you do not complete it, you'll be charged $500 a day. So if you want to pay the $500 a day to the government, go right ahead. Don't fill it out. But if you don't want to do that, join our webinar because it's very crucial for all you business owners looking to stay compliant with this new requirement. And then also don't forget, before tax season hits, business owners, we also have obligation to do 1099. So it's 1099 season is around the corner. So make sure you're gathering your vendor information now to avoid the last minute rush. The best people right now, if you are going to pay another vendor that needs a 1099, you're going to want to make sure you send them a W-9, whatever you're using. There's links that you can go to. There's different softwares that can capture that for you besides you sending them the form to fill out. But you want to because I'm ready for that payment because say before I pay you, please complete the W-9 form so you can get that information. And you don't have to chase people or you don't be basically if you don't have the right information and you like just put in their information with their company name and address without their EIN, you actually get penalized as well. So that's crazy. So make sure you're gathering your vendor's information now for that. So until next time, keep those numbers working for you and have a wonderful time, everyone. Enjoy your weekend and bye.